July is here, and I'm hearing a message. Don't stop yet. You've not had enough. Okay, so it could be somebody here who it's kind of this question: how much have you been outsourcing the fulfillment of your needs? Yeah, when you check in with your inner divine feminine or inner divine masculine, how much have you been waiting for someone to come through and give you what you truly desire from your heart, versus how much have you been reclaiming your power and recognizing this is what you get to do for you? And you know, sometimes you really are doing exactly what you need to be doing, but it's just not the divine timing is at play, right? Everything needs to be in sequence. You know, I'm seeing this energy also, cards there, this energy also of, you know, sometimes when you have other people who are involved in your future path, they need to also be aligning with the times, right? In order, if you're going to connect, come into alignment, you need to be in the right sequence. Again, that word's coming through for a reason, okay? Especially if you're on the divine journey, you know, there's so much soul work you have to do individually that sometimes it needs to be done apart. Two of Swords. Yeah, it's kind of like this indecision energy, because you know you have it within you now to create what you want moving forwards, and you don't want to repeat a cycle of the past, is what I'm hearing, but more so the disappointments and the hurts and sadness of the past, which makes sense, right? But you can only if you're too afraid to move forward because you don't want the past to repeat, you're actually stuck in the past. You're not moving forward, right? You're stuck in that way. So what you need to do is you need to reclaim that stability within you. King of Pentacles here as well. So definitely this could be to do with kind of, I'm hearing that your abundance path, you know. Also King of Pentacles, you know, is earthy. So, you know, it's giving Capricorn. Capricorn is all about legacy. Something about that's coming through. So it's like your purpose is beyond just what you're taught here by, you know, like the 3D systems. You know, you need to, you know, find this person, have a baby, have a house, or whatever it is, which is all perfectly beautiful. But what I'm saying for your specific journey is that you need to do more than that. There's more that your soul has signed up for, and you know it on a deep level. You know this. This is why that Two of Swords is turning into this Two of Wands. The path ahead is finally clearing because you're focusing on this soul work, finally, the star, right? So that path is opening. It's like there's not going to be indecision. You're understanding, actually, I understand where I need to move. Because it's kind of like you're understanding the signs differently as well. I'm seeing signposts, literally, you know, and it's like you're seeing those, you're finally being guided, directed by divine. And that's the most beautiful thing, that you, especially on the divine journey, to have such a solid connection to divine. And look at this Sun. It's all leading to exactly what you truly desire within, right? Because you're understanding what the focus is. There's still an excitement to move towards what it is that, you know, you desire, but it's about not allowing yourself to outsource your ultimate fulfillment on those external desires, because it's all about, you know, you coming into your soul sovereignty, right, and really acting on that here in your physical reality. Because once again, when your soul made those decisions, say yes, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, and was ready, had reached that ascended point within its like time and journey across lifetimes to get to this point, it wasn't being pulled down by physical limitations or desires or whatever, right? Or just 3D ways of thinking. Okay, you've been overcoming. Oh my God, and the Fool. Yeah, July is going to have it's kind of like the decision will be made in July, and there's going to be finally this beginnings towards coming together, like a togetherness. You know, I'm seeing, you know, there's something about maybe community could be important here. So not feeling like you're all alone, if you will. And again, that term, alone, you know, how much are you recognizing and honoring your solitude? That it had to be what it had to be, because your purpose is unique, right? It's allowed you to really dig into the depths of yourself to such a point, right? And everyone's journey is different. So you have moments of solitude versus moments of togetherness that we mentioned. And there's going to be something about that as we roll, you know, through summer, which is beautiful. because it's more about the aligned connections now, right? Not the wounded kind of outsourcing connections. The Chariot, and that's with the King of Pentacles. I'm getting like this energy of you're so like excited to move forward with that legacy, you know. And it's kind of like I'm hearing two things. It's kind of like not outsourcing so much that you're so dependent on, you have to create this, like this, it has to look like this, it has to be like this, but allowing yourself to also flow through it and understand that you have to be adaptable, because like I said, sometimes you are doing exactly what you need to do, but divine timing is at play. There's other things that need to be put into place along the way, which is where adjustments are often required, right? Three of Wands though, this is all about the future. This is like future thinking, the horizon now, no longer looking at the past. You know, we mentioned before, you can be stuck in the past if you're afraid it's going to repeat. You're not even, if you're ready to say, no, I'm taking a leap of faith and having faith in that picture ahead. Queen of Pentacles, King and Queen of Pentacles. I do feel like this could be a divine, you could be on a divine journey here, okay? Opening up the path to this. That's what it's doing. It's opening up the path to this kind of energy of reciprocated. I'm hearing reciprocated energy. So it's not just like one thing. It's like, you know, holistically, when you come together, especially in a connection, it's about the holistic energies that you're bringing. You're not just like allowing yourself to pull or drain on somebody else because you're in lack, you know. And that all starts within. People always think it's about external things. It's not, you know. It's about what's happening within you. Because if you have that belief within yourself, faith within yourself and your journey, and knowing what it is that you're guided to do, then you know that you're fine, you're good, you and divine are working your path together. You know what I mean? You have that faith. And when you do come together, you, of course, you can give and receive to each other. And it's going to look differently because you've got different, you know, you have different ways to give. You're more able to give in different ways, if that makes sense. Oh my God, and now we've got the Two of Cups. Oh, that's come out with the Sun. Oh, that's so exciting. The Fool. I just got really excited. Maybe that's what this is. That because it's with the Sun as well. Maybe this summer's going to have, maybe there's going to be like some summer, I don't want to say romance because, you know, I don't think it's that. I think it's more so like more stable and grounded, more mature than just like a summer fling or whatever, which is totally fine as well if that's where you're at in your journey. But I don't think this King and Queen of Pentacles, they're like stable, they're mature, they've been working their way to get to where they are, you know, internally and externally. Okay, there could be doors opening. Is what I'm hearing. Doors opening for potential for something to be really. I'm seeing a garden that's full of fruits and herbs and just deliciousness, and I'm seeing the home that's really like taken care of at the same time. Oh my God, Judgment. I should have mentioned it. This was coming through my mind's eye before the reading. Yeah. Okay, Judgment. Okay. I think someone's had an awakening. Whatever this is, whatever path you resonate on, divine masculine, divine feminine, you've had the awakening and you're understanding you're no longer stuck in that way of thinking like you were before, doting on someone or waiting for them or whatever it is, you know, needing them to fulfill something or give you closure or whatever. It's kind of, you've seen that, you've overcome that, you saw that in fact was your own barrier, was an major obstacle to the next level. You're overcoming that, such a realization. And you know, the individual soul work that you need to do, which continues even when you are, you know, in togetherness, moving towards actual union, will continue. And it's very generational as well, right? So you have a lot of wounding within your DNA that you're clearing and healing through, right? As well as kind of your own lifetimes, right? And then when you come together, you've got your together stuff to do as well. So this is why you need to reach that point where you're so in your Nine of Pentacles sovereign energy, right? That you're able to handle you've got to do this by yourself, as well as then you can come together and do it together. Does that make sense? It's really like taking your purpose seriously, you know, and devoting yourself to that path, because that is your ultimate path of fulfillment. It's not outsourced, right? The High Priestess. And the sooner that happens, the sooner you can actually reach the major milestones. High Priestess. I think that, you know, I'm hearing that when you come together, like into this connection specifically, it's going to be something that needs to be kind of like just between you two while you figure things out, while you kind of find an alchemy in your connection and how to create that like in your physical now, because very much so right now it's in the spiritual realms, you know, it's happening in the ethers. Oh, 9 of Swords. Someone's stressed about moving forward. I think they have been in their headspace a lot, actually. The more they're finding stability in their heart space, that's interesting. I was going to say the more they're finding stability in like their, you know, like the masculine energies, like the finances, the environment, you know, that stability where they feel safe and secure to move forward. So the more that they're eliminating this stress. However, with this 8 of Cups, I think that there's two things here. They're stressed about their choices in the past when it comes to this feminine energy outside of them, but also, which ultimately was a reflection of how they were treating their internal feminine energy, avoidance, right? I'm using that word specifically because it's like they avoided their tapping into that beautiful divine feminine for a very long time, okay? But also, they're worried that they're going to be walked away from now, okay? So this door is open. I can see this. Right, but it's all going to be about where is your focus being placed. Someone needs to step into their confidence here, their leadership energy. That I'm hearing entrepreneur. Okay, so this could be both ways, but to find that alignment with whatever this ultimate fulfillment is. I keep hearing that term, and that's what this Sun energy is giving. You know, the Sun and the King of Wands. That's major, like Leo energy, which is giving the next season. So that's going to be important to finally find that alignment. That these 2 of Cups that are coming together, but it happens within first. You have to remember that. You have to find that within you. And again, it's not perfect. It's not about perfection. It's about understanding that you're not left in a more wounded or unhealed space as a result of anyone outside of you anymore, right? Because you can hold it down within yourself. Queen of Cups and the Empress at the bottom. Wow. Okay. I think that it's kind of like, you know how I mentioned the heart, accidentally said that, stability in the heart. I think someone is finally allowing themselves to make decisions from their heart, from a more emotionally mature space. That has been the awakening. This could be a two-way thing with that 10 of Cups as well. This is why it's got to be like, I'm hearing secrecy, but not in like a, you know, daily little secret kind of way, but more of a keeping it what is sacred, protected, right? Until you are at a stage where you are able to hold the frequency so that you are able to kind of allow the truth of your connection to come out a bit, but not fully, just to the point where, you know, others can know that actually they're off limits, right? Although that should happen, like that can happen regardless of whether you're with someone or not. That's all about your own boundaries and where you're placing your focus, your intention, your energy. It needs to be on your purpose right now. That's what I'm massively getting. 9 of Cups. Oh my God, these are beautiful cards. That 9 of Swords is soon turning into a 9 of Cups. That's really nice. So it's kind of like eliminating the mental stress finally, truly. And I think, again, that comes with you holding faith and trust in this process, you know, not thinking about, oh, what they're doing, where they are, you know, how can they make you feel like this? Actually, how can you make yourself feel like this? It doesn't matter what they're doing, where they are. That's their choice. That's their... Don't forget, you have your own soul journeys. They need to heal what they need to heal through as well, clear through, right? Their choices are based on whatever it is that they need to heal and clear through versus where they are finally flourishing in their divinity too, right? Two-way thing. Again, Page of Cups. Again, it is that sense of, you know, people may very well be doing what they need to be doing. You don't even know. And this could be you or them. It's just about divine timing sometimes. Yeah, someone truly acted from a very emotionally unstable place. Like they just weren't able to hold down the frequency of this divine feminine, right? Which makes sense because, you know, she will have awoken him to his truth as well. This is what's coming through, okay? It was a swift exit is what I'm hearing. This is just, there's something, I know it sounds, I feel like the biggest thing here is communication, and it feels like it's the easiest thing that could be fixed. But for some reason, someone's found it so hard. And it all comes down to their trauma, their inner wounding. And, you know, I think this is a two-way thing, not just a one-person thing. It's about both of you learning how to communicate correctly, which is why you have to do that on your own individual journeys as well. The people around you, your loved ones, the people that are put onto your path, right? How are you reacting versus taking a moment to understand your response, okay? Be mindful that you don't get tempted this summer, especially with that energy, okay? Really mindful. There could be external energy here, very much wanting to, especially with this masculine energy, there's something about temptations that they've truly been healing through, because they can see their future, and they want to move from their, that heart space, that emotional intelligence. They have it, but there's something here about temptations that they need to be very mindful of. Where are they placing themselves? What environments? And even if they're in those environments, what is it within them that's being pulled, they're allowing to be pulled? Do you know what I mean? How are they responding? Right, it's a really important message. This is a very love energy when this connection comes together. We'll say that. Whatever this future, looking ahead, this new beginning, this full energy, there's so much stability here. This is not letting you go energy. And if you're in the divine connection, you're one anyway. It's not even about letting go or not. That's not even a question. Even though it can look different in the physical, but again, we know that that's about the journey of the healing. At this point, from what I'm reading, for who I'm reading for, you get that, right? Knight of Pentacles. It's gonna be slow moving, but that's what's gonna make you both feel more secure and trusting of whatever this is, right? It's not gonna be rushing and being led by falsity, illusions, fantasies, short energies, lust and stuff. There's something here where it's okay, let's discuss what we truly desire, and then we'll see how in alignment we actually are, which I think that you're going to surprise each other, actually, because especially with the King and Queen of Pentacles, giving that energy of you already know that you both want the same things, but you don't know it. So it's your soul remembers. Your soul recognizes each other, remember. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles, sovereign energy. Wow. Yeah, don't get pulled by... Okay, the communication that, when you communicate with others, it needs to be at a point where it's respectful, it's integral, it's treating you with respect, right? And it's from that loving heart space, it's from that divine truth, right? Not just breadcrumbs. At this point, everyone should be fully aware that breadcrumbs are just... the 7 and the 3 of Cups. I think there's definitely something about temptation here. Maybe someone really is actually dealing with external addictions or something. The Wheel has come out with that as well. The Lovers. Ooh, time to make different decisions. Time to choose from your heart, not from your lust. Something else is coming to mind. I don't know. I think Queen of Wands. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of energy here. Lots of passion. Right? Be mindful when you're making these decisions. Do not repeat the past, is what I'm hearing. In the past, you led with more of those passionate energies, which, you need to be mindful. This time, do it differently. This time, you don't want to repeat the past at all. Be mindful. Someone needs to be, because, I'm getting this masculine energy is going to be leading this energy, this forward movement, and how they lead it is going to mean everything. Making the decisions from the heart space, deception. Someone hasn't been honest about their feelings, but I also feel like they could still be exuding some kind of sneaky behaviours, whether this is to do with honeymoon energies as well, whether this is to do with kind of their current behaviours, especially with those temptation cards. So I'm getting the energy that this is a masculine energy who very much has in the past confused lust and love, but also is very much led by that energy. It has a lot of that passionate, short energy, right? But also I think that they've actually had to handle addictions when it comes to that short energy, and that's the sacred energy as well. So it could be substances as well. Definitely something that's difficult for them, or has been. They've had to really heal through it. So it's kind of they know they need to be mindful and truthful about this as well in order to find that bliss state, to bring you both into that bliss state. Earth and fire is coming through here as well, okay? They know that this is something that they need to remove the masks of. You deserve love. The only reason they're like this is because that for a very long time they didn't see their worth. So it's kind of they weren't able to channel that energy higher into that drive to act from a place of knowing your worth, your purpose. And so it was stuck on, addictions that were just filling these, almost giving someone these hits of gratification to make up for the lack of worth they were seeing in themselves. That actually they wanted love, but they settled for pleasure. True love at the bottom of the deck as well. Okay, And in society, it's so easy to think that, oh, that's normal, right? Especially for people who genuinely have addictions with this, they might not even realize it because it's seen as so normal. It's seen as so easy to pull people from their like high level energies, getting to know each other. Yeah, it's going to take time to get to know each other. Well, you're going to need to take time to get to know each other, you know. The truth behind those masks, both of you, the truth about your feelings behind those masks, behind from, you know, whatever that inner child is that's been taking the reins. Now it's time for you both to, oh my God, just as I said that, children. Now it's time for you, but yeah, you need to get to know each other's inner children. That's massive, because whatever wounds you were operating on in the past with each other and just generally in your lives, the decisions you were making is massive for this. Huge. And I think you've got to the point where you've healed to such a point. In order for this to actually like come into your physical, you will have reached that point where you can actually speak on this and recognize it. You've healed through a lot of this, that inner child healing. Okay, it's time to be honest about that. I want it to come out. True love, of course, divine connection, love of all lifetimes. It definitely is. I mean, this alignment is beautiful. It's just about being mindful of where your head is at and where your sacred energy is at, right? And how the bridge point between those is the heart, and how you can operate from the heart now, how you can alchemize it in the heart space, right? Does that make sense? So yeah, releasing the ex. Okay, so somebody, truthfully, they have had external parties in their environment, in their vicinity, because, and they genuinely probably did think that this is their soul person or whatever, you know, because they were healing through whatever karmic energies they needed to heal through. And now this is like potentially lingering effects of these past connections that they still need to be truthful about, be honest about, okay? Yes, with themselves, but also with you two, both of you two together, each, yeah, this is what I mean, heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. You know, honesty can be difficult for some people, and some people just wouldn't understand. How can you not be honest? Doesn't make sense. Be truthful, because when you're truthful, there's nothing to hide. You can just be like, okay, that's great, we have all the cards on the table, now we know how to move forwards, right? Whereas other people, they're genuinely so terrified that they're just going to be abandoned, wounded, hurt, walked away from, rejected, made to feel so small, so belittled. Basically, all their insecurities come to the surface just at the thought of them being truthful about something that they don't even realize how it's going to be reacted to. But in their mind, all of this is coming up. But it's also say something about how they see themselves and how they've been acting, right? So how they're seeing their own behaviors and habits, right? Which is something that you really do have to take accountability for and be honest about. But I think that this all comes down to, again, seeing your worth, knowing that actually you are lovable. Everyone has their darkness, their shadows, right? It's about how you handle those, how you choose to be intentional with handling those, right? Knowing that, okay, I have to keep on top of this and being honest about that. Flirty energies, be mindful. It's safe for you to love. I think be mindful of, I think external parties are very, like, this is very attractive. I mean, you're both very attractive energies, but this masculine energy has something about it where he's more open to receiving these external parties. I don't know what this is. Maybe, you know, we're in that summer season as well, which can trigger a lot of people sometimes if you don't know where your person is, what they're doing, you know, especially if they're a certain personality type, you know. I'm talking about like when you're going away or whatever it is. Sometimes that can come through for some people, okay? And maybe that's what it is, they're in those environments. But, you know, again, that's theirs to handle. They need to be honest with themselves. And I do feel like at this point, someone's very aware of this about themselves. Like, they really are. They're keeping themselves in check as much as possible. And I think that they really want to direct their energy towards, they know who they want to direct their energy towards. I will say that. It's quite overwhelming, like the passion and love they feel. It's actually almost going to bring me to tears. It's really beautiful, but I just don't think... wow, it's really, like, it's a lot. I just don't think they've known how, oh my God. Communication is key. told your vision. Wow. I think they've not known how to handle it. So you've got to be honest with each other, communicate in a way where you both feel safe. I think that this is someone who has really, really like been so overwhelmed by their feelings. They've not understood this connection or themselves in this. They've had to take a lot of time. It's brought up so much work through your fears. It's brought up so much of their shadow that was so beneath the surface. You know, I'm seeing so much ego. They've built so many... this is the deception card. They built so many masks outside of them, so many versions of themselves so that no one could get through and see their truth. That they... This is a connection that just almost like just obliterate every single mask possible like this. And I don't even think that this feminine energy realised. And I think it actually is a two-way thing. But I think for this masking, it's something else. There's something deeper here. Prosperity lies ahead. Because for me to feel that emotion suddenly, after all that excitement, like... And I think that's probably what it's going to be, you know. There's going to be this excitement beneath the surface. There's so much emotion. That heart space is full. Someone has... Yeah. Believe in the impossible. We love that. Of course, it's true love. Like, again, you know, this is unique. This is truly, there's a, you know, whoa, lots going on there. Overspilling. I think that's another thing. Someone wants to, I think you're both going to need to, especially divine feminines, you know, stay in your center, your alignment. That's really going to help your person to actually... Right, when you know your worth, this isn't about doing it for them. This is about doing it for you. Knowing your worth, knowing your boundaries. Your boundaries speak without you having to say a word. It's clear to say that, and you don't even do it from a place of harshness or so. It's just like, I know my worth, and I'm going to handle myself. You know, what I'm seeing here is when somebody walked away from you, you got straight back up, and I don't think they really saw the actual towers that were happening within you, like truly. But to them, it looked like you got straight back up and you held your head high. And you move forward, and you have to, but you have to hear what's happening within you without like masking up that, guarding that off. And I don't think you did, because for you to reach this point where you know, like your head is held high and you're ready to let that door open truly, so you can walk through it because you know your worth and you know you're ready for it now. That's the difference. Your dreams need a practical plan. There is something about that, you know. You've got the King and Queen of Wands and Pentacles. It's like, yes, you want to ground it in the physical, but it's almost like there's so much passionate energy about it. It's like, okay, it's like finding and getting serious about it. Show the world the real you, authenticity, no more masks. Someone needs to show you know, divine feminine, how are you showing the world the real you? Are you being honest? Yeah, about yourself, and your desires and where you decide to go. And if you are beautiful, keep doing it, truly. Because I think this is helping divine masculine see that actually they get to do the same thing, and it's not going to hurt them. It's not. A fiery climax approaches. Definitely not a fire. Though the passionate cards didn't come through, I think that there's just a lot of emotion when it comes to the heart space, you know, and more than anything, it comes from the fears. Someone's holding a lot of pain from the traumas that they've been healing through and cycling through. It's clear to see, to get to this point, they've really been overcoming a lot. So we've got, this is your life's purpose, right? And I think that's more to do with not just the connection, it's to do with something that you're focused on, that I've been mentioning this entire reading. Be gentle with yourself. Moving forwards is going to be a door open, right? For you to be able to move forward. It's not going to be 0 to 100. It's going to be allowing yourselves to, again, get to know each other, alchemize with each other's energies, right? So that's why it's important to be gentle with yourselves and with each other, because there's going to be some healing happening through this as well moving forward, so you can really find that alignment with each other now, not just in the spiritual realms but here in your physical reality. Okay, your home is protected by angels, guarded and protected. Stay on top of that cleansing. Your home, your vessel, anywhere you are, business, whatever it is, wherever your place, you know, that your energy, you own it, whatever it is, protect it. This situation is already resolved. Let go of fear now. I will say that it is protected because it does say angels are there, okay? Keep your eyes on your targeted intention, and also romantic angels are working with you, okay? So there's something here about really you're going to be given the opportunity to bring love into this situation, and work at a pace that works for you both. You know, this isn't going to be about rushing anything. This is going to be about, there's something about honesty, allowing yourselves to find your worth within this new path forwards as well. A new start is coming, okay? Balancing practicality and spirituality. Again, that really is that coming together of the divine masculine, divine feminine within you, right? And that, again, it starts within, okay? So that truth, that authenticity, everything we've been speaking about is going to be so important moving forwards, but you are on the path of your purpose right now. And so is this love, okay? It's all in alignment, divinely so. It's super important to be mindful of external energies that will try and get, or can try and get in between. I already have this connection, right? That again comes with your individual journeys, recognizing that on your own path, but also when you come together, because that's going to really it's going to be your opportunity to really honor the prosperity of your connection moving forwards by eliminating and healing through what needs to be released and healed. Again, that's an individual thing as well, any external energies, but also when you come together, the truth about what it is that you find can lead you away, temptations or just people or situations that maybe, can potentially be present, right? Just being honest about that and honing in on where you want to move the forwards movement, which is exactly why your worth is so important, because then those external energies, regardless of whether you're with your person or not, they can't come through, because you know that you're worthy of so much better from yourself and also for your divine path, which is why connecting to divine is going to be ultra important for you right now. There's going to also be a honesty about what you've been getting up to during this time. And I think that's another thing that causes fear, like someone's scared about what they're going to hear, but also about what they need to be honest about. And should this trigger either of you, you have to be honest. You have to say, you know what, this is what's coming up inside me when I hear that. I feel whatever I feel, right? But I'm also aware that that was your journey. You had to make those decisions to heal what you needed to heal to get to this point. And I couldn't be involved, and I had to be at a point where I could also accept nothing less, right? So be gentle with yourselves and with each other as this unfolds, okay? Let me know if this message was for you. Sending so much love.